All right, here. So, hey, everybody, Elgin Walker from the Elgin and Pilar Walker team. As you can see, EXP Realty in the background, right? I have the pleasure today, the absolute pleasure of speaking with a friend of mine who is also with EXP Realty. It's funny because we are in the same, we're business partners in the same revenue share team. We've spoken and stuff and worked with each other, but we never met in person until the shareholders event.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about EXP, man, is that you can build great relationships, and you know that you don't have to like live with the people. You get to network and learn business to people all over the country. So I want to introduce a superstar here, and Mr. Sid Smith, and his wife Rebecca, who's out selling right now. So she let Sid off the hook for a couple of minutes to talk to me. How you doing, my man? How you doing, Sid?
Oh man, doing great, doing great. I tell you, we had a lot of fun at shareholders. That's for sure. It was very, very intense, very, very tiring, very, very energizing. If you could put tiring and energizing in the same,
Hey, so let me ask you,
because yeah,
was this your first shareholders?
this was our first official, yes, shareholders, and we had not been to EXPCon yet.
So this is your first in-person big event that you guys have come. So give me your overview. How did because I know how it was the first time that with Pilar and I went, and it was kind of overwhelming because it was just like so much, from the whole X Camp thing to, it was like that was weird. It's still weird, but that was weird how they did that, and there was so many classes and et cetera, et cetera. Then of course we have to party because we have to eat and network and meet new people. So, what was your guys' overall experience? How'd you feel afterward?
For us, we dove in. We're like, we're doing this. I mean, we're already doing it. This year we, achieved icon status, and or last year, I guess you might say, and we are still totally on track to doing that. So for us, our production has been super intense, super busy, but we really prayed about it and just really felt that we need to go to shareholders and not go light, not just passively go. So we actually bought the premier passes, which was, paying some money. But I tell you, the breakout rooms and the access to, the networking and with, I got to be more top, phenomenally mega producer teams and organizations in those separate little kind of more private, VIP lounge kind of thing that was really, really helped us up our game. And we met some incredible people. We learned a lot of things, and it was worth every penny. We have zero regrets. And it's just, we got a few certifications, which is awesome. And so we're just real excited about
it. Tell me if this happened to you guys. I know that obviously we're in the cloud. We're quote unquote a virtual company. And, we talk about the fact that now there's 88,000 of us, 25 countries, all that stuff sounds good. But at least for us, when we come to the in-person events, to have like 5,000 or 6,000 people there, it kind of brings it back to being like really real. So when we're doing the virtual stuff, it's cool, it's efficient, and I love everything about it. But then when you get in a room with like 5,000-6,000 people, and we all are shareholders, so we're all basically owners in the company. I think that the energy and everybody just willing to share. How did you feel about? Did you feel the same way, or how did you guys feel about that?
Yeah, the energy and we were with another brokerage before, and so obviously we've been with EXP 2 years now, and the collaboration that I get from people that normally wouldn't know who I am, but the mentoring, the coaching, the ability to have a conversation with them and, set up meetings, they give you your cell phone number is just, for me is mind changing, because that's what's really, really opened up doors for us on collaboration. And it helped us. That's why we doubled our business since we joined EXP.
Man, so let's talk about that, man. That's a minute. And obviously, you guys out there, I'm at a Starbucks and I'm outside, so you hear sirens going by. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing it to me, so I'm okay. But he, like you had mentioned, and we were talking
Well,
about
I did call them, so and I said he's here.
we talked about this just a little bit at dinner, but I want you guys to really catch on to a couple of things that Sid just said. Number one, that him and Rebecca have already reached icon status, and for those of you that don't know, the icon status at our business at EXP, the perks that you get from icon. First of all, that means you're the best of the best, and EXP, in our opinion, is already the best. So that's a lot of bestesses, right? But
That's
I
just
have to tell you that when you reach the level that they're at, basically EXP is almost paying Sid and Rebecca to work for us. I mean, you get $16,000 of stock back into the company, and you are at that point to whereas our cap is 16,000, so you're pretty much getting your cap back. So it's almost like the company's not charging you, any money basically. And I tell you that for us, for Flora and I, as now that we've been at the company, it'll be 5 years for us in July. It's amazing the stock, like the icon stock, once you vest it and you start getting this like stock available, it's almost like you forget about it and you never really paid for it. When you get the stock, when it's like when you putting stock in from your, as most of us do, from our commissions and reinvest in the company, and because we're business owners, that's what business owners do. It's still amazing to look at when you vest, and all of a sudden, there's another, 4,000 shares of stock. There's another five out the blue, and you're like, whoa! And depending on where the stock price is at the time when it vests, you're like, wow, it's pretty crazy. So let me ask you this though. You also, the second thing was you mentioned you've been able to double your business, double your production. I know there's a really big myth out there that all of us EXP agents that all we do is recruit and look for revenue. I have a saying that just says there's no revenue to share if there is no revenue. So that means that we're all helping a lot of families and quote unquote producing. Tell me some of the things that you and Rebecca have been doing that got you to double your business. That's crazy. So what's working for you right now?
well, the big difference of we were with Keller Williams before.
Uh-huh.
Outstanding brokerage. I really, they're a good brokerage. They've got a healthy model, great trading.
Absolutely.
Since we joined EXP, the number one, I think there's like a stat like in 50 of the states, 47 of them have either number one or number two broker in that state that is now with EXP.
Right.
Number two is because we're no longer a franchise model. Here we're in Portland, Oregon, mainly, and we cover coastal properties. We've got like 2 or 3 KW offices. And when I was with KW, literally going, on the other side of town to the other office where I met another agent at that other KW brokerage. And I'm thinking, great, you're with KW, awesome collaboration. We were competitors.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's, but I'm like, now shift EXP, we're not restricted by this local geographical brokerage model. So now when somebody has figured something out that is working for them in Boston, we're not restricted to, they share it with everybody at EXP. So you're getting best practices, techniques. That's what I love about it. And we're tapping into that. The other thing is, because we're one single brokerage, you keep your own brand, you keep your own team, you keep your own identity, but we're one brokerage. They're negotiating these national and international contracts. Like, for example, we have our relocation certification. It's with the Affinity program. And so EXP, because the power of our numbers, we're strong, we're active. They've got these national contracts with the major relocation companies. And so they approach them and say, well, hey, we've got 88,000 agents and 50,000 are certified to relo. So we got all the states covered that you need services for. So they negotiate this national contract. So what happens when you go to Portland? Because we got our certification in that, they go down the list of all the Portland agents that have their relocation certification. They call up Rebecca because she's on the short list, and because it helps that we've become icons. So I think we get a little bit better.
Absolutely.
That is just one example. Another example is, Nate Butcher, who's a good friend of ours and a, radical mega producer. When he has something that he's kind of working on or is working for him, Nate's in California. I'm up here in the Northwest. He has zero problem at all telling me, I have used this company. I am using this company. I have vetted them out, and I recommend that you do this program. He gets zero from it. He's not selling me anything. He doesn't get a referral fee. But that has those techniques and strategies have helped us to up our game so that we get quality leads, because the power of the brand and the contract negotiation that has really, really helped us. Plus, referring agents, we get tons of referring agents, from all across the US, people they're moving into our area. And so it's because of that and following best practices that we've been able to double our business. We've only been at the EXP 2 years.
That is a phenomenal story, especially since you were, it's one thing people say, oh, we 2x'd our business or whatever. But I don't think that people sometimes understand to double or 2x or scale your business that much when you're already doing business. You guys are already top producing agents at the company that you previously were at. So to be able to rebrand and add to all of the services that you guys are able to provide and experience that kind of success and business growth just within a couple of years. Now, my hat's off to you guys. And those of you that are listening to us here, as Sid and I are just friends having a conversation, you guys should take heed to the fact of what he and Rebecca are able to accomplish in such a short period of time. And by the way, Sid, is your team, is it basically just you and Rebecca, or do you have other team members?
It is mainly just Rebecca and I. We have another team member that's joining, but it's basically just Rebecca and I. We work as a tag team.
So for those of you that think you got to have like 55,000 people working for you to be icon and be successful, guess what? You got a couple of examples here of people that are not, because it's just Laura and I as well. So I'll tell you, with Sid and Rebecca, and that they're great down to earth people, and that's fantastic. So Sid, let me ask you this though: as now that you're building and scaling, are you at the point that you and Rebecca are considering actually adding agents to your personal team? Or are you going to stay pretty much just the both of you and maybe some admins or anything like that? Have you guys thought about that yet?
We have thought about it, and we're constantly evaluating. I believe that we're moving in the direction of focusing on building a team, but can I pivot just a slightly bit? So one of the certifications, if you're not part of EXP, you're really missing out. We have our division called Revnos that is exclusively with EXP, and they negotiate these national contracts. And one of the things I learned at Shareholders, I got the certification, and they have this new platform program is a huge lead opportunity for you. And we hired a vice president of investor services to be part of EXP. And so he's negotiating these national contracts with the big real estate investment trusts. And so that are like, they've got inventory, like it or not, they're buying up all the rental properties. That's the reality. And that's the truth. And as an agent, people think, oh, I can only sell individual homes. Well, let me tell you, once you get the certification, these REITs own 50 homes, 150 homes, 200 homes in your neighborhood. And at the time when they want to pivot, they either want to sell off some assets and then buy some others. I got the certification. It's going to be a huge lead generator and production booster for us. If you don't have that certification, you don't have that, you're not part of EXP, you can't tap into that. But I tell you, one of the questions is, are you able to handle 10 listings at the same time?
So
It
hey,
sounds
so,
like
so
sounds like
don't
a
leave
good production opportunity for me.
don't leave people in the dark. Tell them what certification that is.
So that is the with EXP, they have the Revenos division, which focuses on relocation. They now have investor services. They have different platforms that they use that are like huge lead generators for us. So it's called the Affinity certification. It's not, you just have to take the classes to get it. They just want to make sure you understand what they're doing. But then you get the certification, and then you can sign up on each of the different portals that these national contracts are to get access. And I can tell you now, we get phone calls from these things. Somebody for Nike is moving into town, and we're on that short list because we got the certification, and so we get the call, and so we help them move in. Another program is EXP has a contract with Chase Bank. It's this national contract, and it's part of the Affinity certification. And when a person going online to Chase Bank, to get their home loan, do you have a realtor? No. Would you like us to refer you to one? Yes. Guess who gets the call? Rebecca and Sid. Pretty cool deal. Pre-qualified buyer. But if you're not part of EXP, you don't get access to this.
So
But
let
that's
me
what's
ask you.
caused us to double.
So let me ask you this here with the Revenos program. How much does it cost for you to be a part of that program?
It doesn't cost anything to be part of the program. They take like a referral split. It kind of depends on the program. We got this super powerful executive that's negotiating all these contracts. So each program has its like separate little kind of split or thing like that. One of the programs that we are signing up for that does have a cost, but it's because they basically bought another company. It's a platform that you can give to human resources departments, companies, as an employee benefit that they get discounted real estate services. So imagine a company like, for example, Adobe, Salesforce uses it when they're going to move or buy or sell their house. They've got their internal employee intranet site that are like, all the different places like Costco to get a discount on your Costco membership and discount on tires. And we will be exclusive when you get that company to basically sign up. You'd be the exclusive agent for that company for all real estate services.
Man, that's crazy. As you guys have probably figured out, I'm asking Sid some of these questions because I know that this is what you guys are thinking is like, well, wow, what does it cost to be a part of all that? There is no cost. There is no cost other than it. I put it to you guys like this, and I'm not, there's no shade on if you're using Zillow or some of these other lead sources, but you're paying an awful lot of money to generate some maybes, where it's just being part of EXP, getting your proper certifications. You have a big national company generating this activity for you, and you're not paying a monthly fee. That's no more if you're paying a referral fee or something. If you're paying a friend in the office to take over a buyer for them, or listing or whatever, they refer you and you pay out a 20, 25, 30% referral fee, whatever it is. Just imagine the cost savings that you can have if you are organically getting some of these opportunities, and you are organically getting them from a company that you're a shareholder and a stock equity in. I think that is fantastic, and I think that a lot of our fellow agents are thinking too much inside of a box. And I think one of the things that we have to do as business people with EXP is like, EXP is not for everybody, but I think everybody should look at it. And if you're going to actually be a business person, and you really start to look at your X's and your O's, you look at your profit and your loss, and if you really take this as a business, man, if you can do basic math, I mean, I went to public school. You can actually, the numbers just add up crazy. So I ask you this, you and Rebecca. So, like when Flora and I came over, and we were at Keller Williams as well, and we were extremely with Keller Williams, where we really participated.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were hoping for, we were looking at the profit share model over at KW, and I know it's worked for some people, but we were not the people that we could not retire anything off of our KW profit share system. So when we looked at EXP, the you know the it didn't click for us right away about the revenue share part of it. We were just interested in, we knew we were going to be able to save a lot of money basically by coming, and that we could do a lot of our business pretty much the same. And also we were really looking at the stock opportunities, because we just felt, in real estate, unless you create some sort of retirement, you just don't have any. And we just didn't right away get involved in the whole agent attraction thing. And we were like, whatever. And I have to tell you, though, for us, that has been the gift that keeps on giving. That has been, I feel that that's been God's blessing to us. That even though we weren't believers, we had faith. You know how he did. He had the faith, right? And then suddenly these blessings were coming down. Now, I know when we were, I'm cheating for those of you guys that don't know, but when we were sitting down having dinner, and we had a great dinner, by the way, you guys, we had good dinner. And some of the things you get to do with your business partners, right, is that you guys are now starting to focus a little bit more on agent attraction. Tell me kind of what things that you guys are doing now, or what your goals are with that, and how are you adding that additional revenue stream to your already thriving business?
Yeah, I mean, you've known me because the whole 2 years I've been on the different attraction calls and stuff like that, and we've really just put our head down on our business side of things, and keeping that going, and also to prove to people that we're not just talk. Show the numbers, and so I for us, because we became Icon, people are starting to listen a lot more. And again, I'm a very, I'm not a braggadocious kind of people or person, but we worked hard, and now things are clicking. Now all these people that I've been talking with casually for 2 years and just saying, I mean, it just basically saying, you got to check this out. They're starting to call, they're starting to interact. And the fruit of my labor is starting to, we've got about 3 agents we had 2 agents that we signed up last week, and we got one that's joining this week. And I've got this incredibly large team that I've been talking with for a year and a half, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna kick myself that I didn't join 2 years ago when you told me about this. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be, we so it's transformed our lives. The stocks have transformed our lives. Just the simple task that we already know how to produce, but to get off that transaction hamster wheel and to take just a percentage of your sales, 5%, put it into the stock, and then the bonuses and stuff like that. I won't give out numbers, but I can tell you now that after 2 years, we've made a whole lot more, ability to do things because of that, instead of just focusing on just doing listings and buyer side. And
man, I think that is fantastic. And I already know the path that you guys are going in, the direction that it leads. I'm just amazed at how many people don't really get it. And I hope that more of our fellow realtors, our realtor friends, really look at the opportunity. I was doing a mastermind last night for some of the people in the success team, and we were talking about the revenue share part of it, the agent attraction, and I was telling them, you know what? Don't focus on the big guy. Big guys meaning don't focus on the Gene Fredericks and the Brent Golds and all that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that you won't get there if that's what your goal is. But just imagine, for those of us that are in the business that are living paycheck to paycheck, commission check to commission check, or those of us that are feel obligated, that we work with clients that we don't like, for lack of a better way, that they don't respect us, but we feel like we have to do those things. I tell you, I was telling the group last night, just what if your revenue share grew to a point that every month you got enough money to pay your car note, and it didn't come out of your real estate commission. You know,
Mhm.
what if for particularly for some of the younger agents, or excuse me, agents with young families, I should say. What if every a month you made enough money, $2, $3, $4, $500, that you could put in a fund for your child to prepare for college that did not come out of your real estate fund? Just how life changing this thing can be for those of us, because we don't have anything like it in the industry. So the figure that we now are able to get the residual income from revenue share, be from helping build the company that we have ownership in. We're still helping buyers and sellers and getting a lot of tools the company is providing us to help us help more buyers and sellers. Then we have the stocks, which are helping us toward a retirement if we choose to.
Mhm.
And then for those, you and I sat in that class for a minute and really listening to some of the stories about the healthcare. I think that is such an underrated element because, there's an awful lot of the real, until my wife, well, it's been 20 years now that she's been selling with me. But prior to that, our health insurance was based upon her other job, you know? To have, it's not now, but to have an opportunity for people in our business to have really good health care and affordable, man, I just think that our EXP family and our management and ownership are really, really honestly building a business, and they're not just talking about it. They're just not talking. They're not just they're not just saying God, family, business. I mean, I think that our EXP culture, especially to have 88,000 people now, I think that we really encompass that. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I it's really, really quite simple. If you attract 5 capping agents that through time only attract 5 each, this is not rocket science. This is not, I am the number one. This is 5 agents that attract 5. You'll make, what is it, $98,000 a year in extra revenue? Add that onto your production, add that onto your retirement plan, add that onto your kids' college plan. How many other businesses do you know? And think about it. How much does it cost you? If you're a business owner, I'm a business owner. How much does it cost you to build a business, buy a company to generate 100,000-ish in passive revenue that keeps on going as things grow? How much is it going to cost you to invest? The cool thing about EXP, to get 5 agents of electronic is not expensive. We can sit here on the Zoom call and do it all day long, and that's what is so powerful and such a game changer. And for a lot of agents, just have to try to reach that goal. And then you could talk about building it, yes, you could build it outstanding. And I'm going to. I refuse to give up. I refuse to stop until I achieve my goals, until I'm doing it. I'm doing this for the long game. I can sell real estate. That's not a problem. We're good producers. We calculated, we did 45 transactions in the last rolling 12 months. I'm just under 20 million. This year we're totally on track to be doing better. But you know what? After you close that $1 million deal, you got the check, it cleared. What are you gonna? Your first thing in your head is, when does the next check come in?
Absolutely.
Get off the hamster treadmill. Sale, sale, sale. I've done sales my entire life. Yay, you got a sale. Oh gosh, when's my next client closing?
Right.
Yay, I got a sale. It's like
right.
build multiple streams, build other, and that's how the wealthy do it. Talk to any wealthy person, they've got more than one stream of income. EXP is the first model that's providing that to me, with not just one stream of income, but multiple beyond just transactions. Check it out. I have a master's in business. You had me at hello when you guys presented EXP, because when I did the math and the calculations, I'm like, hello, what person wouldn't be willing to spend 15, 30 minutes with Elgin to understand what this model is. You know, it's like, why not?
Right.
What do you have to lose? But you got a whole lot to gain.
So on that note, everybody, I would like to thank my friend. And one thing that EXP allows me to say is that Sid and Rebecca Smith are our friends, because we would have not met if it had not been in that.
Exactly.
Even though we were both at Keller Williams, we would have never met if it had not been for EXP. So we're able to meet really, really good people. I forget the good real estate agents, good people. I really want to thank you, Sid. I know that you took time out of your busy schedule to just chat it up with me. And I appreciate you allowing me to send this out to agents and people. I hope that you guys really listen to what Mr. Smith here is saying to you guys and respect the level of knowledge, business, and hustle that the Smith team has. These guys are superstars. And even though they're superstars, they have so much more to scale. I can only imagine by the next time that we get to have dinner together at one of these EXP conferences, what your business is going to look like, man. Man, God bless you. God bless Rebecca and your family. Man, Pilar and I are so happy that we have met you. And for those of you guys that don't know, guess what? Sid is in my success team. So I want Sid and Rebecca to be so successful, you don't know what to do. This is what collaboration looks like. We're all here for each other. So, my man, thank you. You know, you can
Yeah.
call on me anytime you need anything. And I look forward to the next time, my man.
Yeah. And if anybody just has any questions about production, I'll be more than happy to be an open book. Not trying to hide anything at all. Any way we could help. If I could help you be successful or just find some new hacks, I'll be
That,
more than happy to share them with you.
that's perfect, man. All righty, listen. You take care. We're gonna go ahead and end it so you get back to work, and me too. And I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right. Thank you.